Hello, my name is Jonathan and welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how my trades are going and if we should open up any more trades. We start by looking at Momentum Timer Pro. Today we can see that there has been a change in the Swiss franc. The Swiss franc has gone from a sell to a buy, clearly indicating that there is some strength in the Swiss franc, as I was predicting. The dollar is still very strong and the other currencies remain the same. All that I wanted to show you is that the Swiss franc is starting to strengthen. Now we can go on to the sentiment, and remember we have a position open for USD JPY, and we can see that the sentiment is still holding. Euro USD is still nowhere close to opening a trade, and GDP USD is contracting, so sentiment is working against us. When sentiment starts to reverse, going back to the majority of retail traders being long in this trade, then I will consider getting into that trade of GDP USD. USD CAD, the sentiment is still a bit iffy. We can see there are no real opportunities here. Okay, so let's move on to TradingView. Here's the current position that I have open. It is on USD JPY. I opened it up yesterday when the market shot up, and then after I opened it, the market went right back down. But that's the nature of trading. Sometimes it works out that way. I do not know what the market is going to be doing in the next 3 or 4 hours, but I know where the market is heading over the next week or month. And I don't know that with certainty, I know that with probability. So the majority of the time, I'm correct. So you may say, Jonathan, it looks horrible. You started out with a $100,000 demo account balance, and now you've already lost $150. But this trade is not closed yet, and we still have to wait for the long-term trend to kick in. Could I have waited a bit longer to open this trade? Yes, but I need to show you that you need to be convicted into waiting for your trade to come to you. You don't have to wait for your trade. You can take your time. Then with that being said, let's look at the other USD pairs that we possibly want to short. Now remember, Euro USD is possible, but we want to wait for the Euro to become a sell on the short-term signal. It's still a buy, and the Euro is really strengthening after the news of their interest rates. So we will see if that plays out, if this causes a long-term fundamental shift in the Euro, but as I said, I highly doubt that. Then we have the GDP USD, which is looking almost ready for a continuation lower in the trend. Remember, the Euro and the GDP are highly correlated, so I think the strength that we're seeing in the Great British Pound is only because of the interest rate hikes in the Euro. But this correlation will not continue, and the pound will continue to go lower, as will possibly the Euro. So I almost want to take out a short. If I see one red candle, possibly today or tomorrow, then I will open up my short position. Okay, then we need to look further. AUD USD. This is also looking very promising. We're at a nice point of supply. So we had support, 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 and now remember, as we break through that support, come back up to test it, that becomes resistance. So this is starting to look like a very nice point to short the Australian dollar, but I would want to wait for confirmation. If we see one red candle, then I'm getting into that trade. Okay. New Zealand dollar, let's see. This is almost the exact same thing. We can wait for the market to continue trending up a bit more. I do not think that the dollar's weakness is over yet, but we will see in the very short term. And then USD CAD, well, the USD has been weakening against the CAD, but this is still a long-term uptrend, so this is possibly a good buying opportunity. I'm just not buying it yet. Give me 2 days and I'm going to open all these trades. USD CHF we're not allowed to trade because the CHF is also a buy, and you can see Momentum Timer Pro is capturing this move quite well. If you were to go short on USD CHF, you would be making some money. But remember, we don't want to trade currencies where both of them are buy. We want to trade weak currencies compared to strong currencies. But I also just want to look at the dollar index. So the dollar compared to all the other currencies, we can see the dollar is still weakening. So I would expect this to start reversing, let's say by Thursday. Maybe we go down to 107 dead, and then we start to trace back up. Remember, the dollar has been extremely bullish, so trace backs down to the mean are actually a very bullish sign. They're not a bearish sign. Markets don't just go up in a straight line. They have to come back down, retest support every now and then, shake people out of the market. That is how markets work. Okay, so with that being said, I am not opening any more positions today. The sentiment is just not with me. but I'm also not closing my current position. My current position I'm still very convicted in, even though I am down in profit. Okay, so my name is Jonathan, and I will see you in the next episode.